Hey there, it's Kay White with Girls in Finance. I wanted to jump on today to let's talk about different hairstyles, and I'm going to focus on African American women because I'm African American, and I want to just kind of explore some of the details, some of the challenges that people might have. Let's take a closer look. You may be wondering how can you create some of the hairstyles that are, oh my goodness, many. I won't even try to think of them all, but we can at least explore a few here and get some ideas of how we can create images using those hairstyles. And so I'm starting right here. I'm in Chat GPT DALLE. Let me just confirm that. Yes, I'm in ChatGPT DALLE, the image generator, or a lot of people say AI art generation tool. And I like DALLE if I'm going to focus more on creating images. A lot of times when I'm starting with text, I will start in the ChatGPT version 4 model. And I do that because I'm more focused on the language, the words, making sure that I have a tool that's going to really give me a well crafted prompt, for example. But in this case, let's just hang out and put some descriptive images in here and just see what we get. Okay. One thing about the African American skin tone, there are so many ways that you can describe it. And so you've really got to just think about descriptive words. You can even ask ChatGPT to assist you as needed. But you want to think about the different shades and tones and colors and how you can bring all of that together. And I'll use words everything from mocha to blush to pecan. I love caramel. I use that a lot just to get some of the types of images that I'm looking for when I'm describing African American women. So I did create a short list here for us to play around with, and we might explore some others. But let's start here. You see afros here, braids and twists, dreadlocks, bantu knots, weaves, and extensions. So just for fun, let's play around with some different types of skin tone and hair texture. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start by pretty much advising DALLE's text version here, what it is that I want to achieve. So since I'm working inside of DALLE and not Chat GPT-4, I'm kind of mindful that I probably need to give some instruction for the text, okay? Since I'm going to create a prompt and then I'm going to let that prompt be generated into an image. So let's start here. Let's see what we can come up with. You don't have to get real fancy. You might think that you've got to be very detailed in your initial prompt. You can do it either way. I'm not always. Sometimes I really am pretty detailed, and then other times I'm not. And for the sake of this, I'm not going to be. I've expressed here, and again, we're working with DALLE 3, the art generation feature of ChatGPT version 4. And I've said I want to create some African American skin tone and hairstyles. Let me correct the spelling on this: skin tones and hairstyles for projects I'm working on. Please help me create some images related to this. And I'm just going to get into the command and see what DALL-E comes back with, and we'll go from there. Okay, so it came back and just gave me a sample. I mean, it gave me a pretty big sample. But let's look at these different styles here. And definitely, I see different types of braids in here. I see Bantu knots and I see some haircuts. And let's see, I see froze and also just some other look like locks here, as well as other textured hair. So let's look at the other one and see what it gives us. Pretty much the same. I see some micro braids. I see look like a curly fro. I see braids pulled back. And I even see some short twists with looks like it might be either rings on the hair or rubber bands. And just a whole conglomerate, I should say, of hairstyles here. So let's go back for a second and just let's try to decide what it is that we want to create. I love a variety of different hairstyles. I've worn different African American hairstyles myself over the years. So I'm going to, for the sake of this project, use some of these that we have here. So I'm going to say, let's see, let me write it out and then I'll review with you what I'm saying here. I've just picked a place where we can start. So what I've said here, let me correct the spelling here real quick. I've said, please create an African American woman of cinnamon spice skin tone with long flowing hair. I always tell DALL-E or ChatGPT, whichever I give an instruction to, thanks. So let's see what we get here. And one thing that I notice very often with DALL-E is that it processes a little bit faster than ChatGPT version 4. And I guess that's to be expected because it is the program created specifically for generating images. And I am getting an error message here. So let's see what it's saying here. Okay, let's see. Sometimes if I say I'm creating it for a specific project. This is just a little tip that might help you. I'll get better results too. So let's see, for this project, now let's say, okay, so I said, I'm interested in creating a positive affirmation book for young women who are African American. I would like your assistance with creating images which reflect this group of young women. So let's enter this and see if we get better cooperation. Okay, and here it gave me just a group of women. This is not what I want, but they are beautiful. I love these. In fact, I tell you what, let's try something here. Let's reverse engineer this thing. Since they've given us these images, let's just ask if they will create or if ChatGPT 4's DALLE version will recreate these images for us. I think that's a good place to start. I was going to feed into DALLE what I want, and you can certainly do that, but I think it's fine for us to use what they've given us. So let's see. Okay, so I've said these look gorgeous. Please create some of these images for me. They are perfect for my positive affirmation book. Thanks. And let's see if it what it does. Okay, so they are going to let me give them some descriptives. So it says, I'm glad you liked the images. However, it seems there might have been a misunderstanding. The images you've just discussed were created based on your previous request for the positive affirmation book for young African American women. If you're looking for additional images or have a new idea in mind, could you provide more specifics about what you're envisioning? This way, I can help create new images. Okay, let me go back up here for just a second and see what they gave me. Okay, Let's try something else. So I'm going to enter this now, and basically I've said, can you give me an individual image that is represented among the previous group of should be images you've shared? And let's see what happens. I'm hoping that it's going to start creating. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I wanted it to start creating some of the images that were given to me in that group shot. So let's see here. Here are the individual images created for each representing a young African American woman in moments of achievement and joy. These images are designed to embody strength, confidence, and positivity, aligning with the theme of your positive affirmation book. So let's look at these and see. I close up of them, and I wanted you to really see that you can pull up the images, and let's take a look at the actual prompt that it has given us here. Create an image of a young African American woman embodying strength, confidence, and positivity. She should be depicted in a moment of achievement or joy, such as holding a diploma, creating art, or enjoying nature. The woman should have a radiant smile, showcasing a range of hairstyles and skin tones to celebrate the diversity and beauty of young African American women. The background should be vibrant and designed to inspire, fitting the theme of a positive affirmation book. I like that. Okay, so you gave us that one. And now here is the other one. And usually with DALLE, one thing I like about it is that it will give you at least two images, where when you're using ChatGPT 4, it typically will only render one image. And so I'm not going to copy this right now. I'm going to see if I can get DALL-E 3 to continue at the same step in terms of creating additional images. So I'm going to say here, and so I've said, these are beautiful. Please create more images from the previous group of positive images you shared. Thanks. And so let's see if it's intuitive enough to continue to process new images for us based on that original group shot that we saw before. I think it's capable. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Oh, it gave us another group shot. Okay, so I'm going to say, Okay, so let's see. I like this one too. So it says, I've created images featuring a single young African American woman, each embodying strength, confidence, and positivity in moments of achievement and joy. These images are designed with the theme of your positive affirmation book for young women in mind. So I'm going to ask, okay, so all I've said is please continue to create more like this. And I'm going to see what happens here. It still isn't giving it to me. I want DALLE to take the images from the group shot. Let's see. I'm going to say, I'm going to see what happens now. So I said, this isn't what I need. I really need an image of an individual young woman showcasing this type. I'm going to say, this type of positivity. Let's see if it gives me what I want. If I can get it to do that. Oh, they're forcing me off. Okay. I've been using DALLE quite a bit today with some projects, so it's forcing me off. But I tell you what, we will stop it for now, and I'll just have to come back and demonstrate this again another time. And that's okay, it happens like that. But I hope you have gained something from this. What I really wanted to emphasize is that you can actually try to force DALL-E into giving you what you want. I've been able to do it earlier today. Of course, now that I'm recording live, it's not exactly cooperating. But let's scroll back up here. I want to give you just a little bit of, I'm going to call it homework. How about that? Something that you can try on your own. I want you to do what I've done here in a similar fashion, but I want you to just look at some of the different hairstyles here. Afros, and that could include afro puffs or even a single afro bun. Or then you have braids here and twists that could include, it says here, box braids, cornrows, Senegalese twists, Havana twists. And then dreadlocks. There's so many different types of locks, fox locks, and then regular dreadlocks and other locks. And then, in addition to that, you have bantu knots, small coil buns spaced out across the head, and then weaves and extensions also are here. Or if you prefer a more voluptuous look, you could say that, and ask for curly, long, voluminous hair. Or you might want to include a silk, actually a silk press style, and include that here. You can do short things like a pixie cut, or just even a short fro, just however you want to style the hair. Try some of these, try and come up with some names, and let me know what you came up with. But I'm trying to think of just various things that have color. You can include something like, I was trying to get it to give me a cinnamon skin tone. You could do that. You could do pecan. You could do caramel. You could do mocha. You could do a midnight. You can do so many different shades. You could do a blush if you want lighter skin, or you could do something like I'm trying to. You could do light caramel, or you could do caramel brown. There's just so many different options you could do. You could actually even do mixed race if you wanted to. And just keep in mind, there are so many different styles. For example, if you wanted black and Asian, you could do Blasian as your particular skin tone. But try some of this out. See if you can get some good results from what I've told you today. And I'll come on another day, maybe tomorrow if I have some extra time available, and we'll pick it up from there and see if we can get more results. Okay, this is all that I have for you today. I hope this has been informative. And again, don't fret, because we will pick it up another time and I will show you exactly what you can do with these different styles. Okay, take care. Kay White with Girls in Finance, just giving you a quick training, trying to keep you up to date and abreast of how you can use the AI tools, particularly related to art. We'll continue to explore this and come up with our own creative ideas. And my goal is to just see as many females as possible begin to take advantage of this AI experience we're going through and start monetizing to create income. It's on the cutting edge of technology, similar to what the internet was many years ago when the internet first started. I remember those days. I'm that old. And this is just a new exciting space, so I'm going to encourage you to be creative and try different things and see what works for you, see what you can create. Some of the art generation tools are DALLE E3, which is what I'm using, which is ChatGPT 4's version of art generation. You can use actually even ChatGPT 4 as well. It's a little bit slower because it's intended for more text. And you also have Midjourney. I do play around with Midjourney as well. We'll do that at some point. And in addition to that, there are so many others. Just be careful. If you're going to monetize, you want to make sure you're using one of the sites that will allow you to do so. From my last understanding is that you can't monetize with Bing. Bing produces some beautiful images. However, you can't use it in your monetization projects. So just be mindful of that. And in addition to that, I wanted to tell you, so I'm trying to think of Leonardo is another one. And I believe Leonardo does have some free version of his art program. Unfortunately, ChatGPT does not have any free version for art. It has a free version for text commands that you can use to create for your projects, but just not art. So Leonardo is a popular one that you might want to take a look at and see if you find it useful and helpful. I know a lot of people who do so, or who have told me that they do. I don't use it, but again. To get started, it is a great place to start. Okay, K White, I'm signing off. We'll pick it up again another time. Take care and have an awesome, awesome evening. Goodbye.